Hey, good morning and welcome to Hobby Evolution episode 134, Saturday. Good morning. It's the 12th of December. I'm a little I've got some red blotches from I came straight from the treadmill. I skipped the treadmill yesterday. I wanted to make up for it today, get a normal routine started for like my Monday to Friday routine. Attack Saturday. Typically, what I do is I just throw sweatpants on, put coffee on, come downstairs, and then I just kind of do the card work. So I wanted to get a little more rhythm for my Saturday. Plus, it's looking a lot like Christmas outside. We've got several inches of snow that started yesterday afternoon, last night. So I will have to snow blow here this afternoon. I did not prep my snow blower for the winter yet. So I have a little fear in me because it is a snowblower snow out there. It's not only are there several inches, but it's also heavy. It's wet. So I definitely want the snowblower and not break my back with a shovel. So I really wanted to attack today. I set my alarm for 5:15. I woke up. I was wide awake at 5:15. I should have just got out of bed, but I had all of a sudden that weekend. You're wide awake in bed, but it's like, but it's the weekend. I've got all day. So that hit me. So I ended up just laying back down, fell asleep, woke up at, I think, 7:15, and then attacked the day, hit the treadmill, and now I'm here. So with that said, that's hence the title, A Lot of Snow. It's looking like Christmas. I do like snow in December. I welcome this snow. It looks, in the backdrop, I've got snow looking out over the backyard, and the Christmas tree is lit. So it's very nice. It's very holiday. So I'll take the snow, but once we get past New Year's, I'm done. We can have a cold January, but by February, I want the snow to go. I want the weather to start turning nice, but I live in Wisconsin, so that's not how it works in the northern Midwest. Zach says just rain in Racine, but a lot of wind. Zach, wow. Not too far from me in southeast Wisconsin. We have several inches last night, and it snowed overnight. Last night, I had to shovel the back for my dog. Little dog doesn't like snow, and there were probably, because it started rain yesterday lunchtime, and then it turned to sleet, and then it turned to snow. So probably the snow that was on my patio last night and some of that had melted because of the concrete, probably 2 to 3 inches. And that was at 9-10 o'clock last night. Oh, so you are going to get some snow, 3 to 6. Yeah, I think we're pretty close to that 6-inch mark right now. Just looking out my driveway this morning, and it's still coming down pretty hard. I'm not sure when it's going to dissipate, but it'll allow me to get some shipping done this morning, and then I'll tackle that snowblower. So that's the plan. So I wanted to share a Christmas story. I was going to wait until a little closer to Christmas, but heck, we're only 2 weeks away. So I want to share with you kind of a fun Christmas story. I'm a little punk kid. So I'll share that. I will update you. So I did make a couple retail runs yesterday at lunch. Talked to the guy that has a guy that, so I know a guy that knows a guy that knows the vendor schedule. So he updates me. So the one store was updated first thing in the morning, and basically wiped away. So the stores that are closer to me, the two Targets, are typically stocked at the same time. So as I made my lunch run to the post office, it's kind of nice because on my way to the post office is Target, the one closest to me. And then I can hit the post office, and then another couple miles down the road is another Target. So that one that's further away is the one that's typically stocked in the early afternoon, and then the one closest to me is, a 4 to 5 o'clock stock. So I sometimes he does mix it up. I think last week he did stock the one closest to me in the morning. So I went there yesterday at lunchtime to the first store. A ton of Topps update. And I mean, it was a wall last week, and then I went back on Saturday thinking most of it's probably going to be gone. No, still several blasters, some packs of Topps update 1 week later. But that was it. I could tell he had not been there because it looked pretty much the same as when I went a few days ago. Post office, other Target, and this one I had to get my wife wanted me to get some Diet Coke. So the Target closest to me is easy for an in and out because it has I can park, walk. The card section is right inside the door, and then I can walk right back out. So I can pop in and pop out in like 2 minutes to the Target closest to me. Now the one further out, where the second one I went to yesterday, it's an underground parking. So it's a long way to the door. Then you have to take the escalator up. So you have to walk all the way across the indoor parking lot, all the way up the escalator, and then through half the store, because the card section is on the other side of the cash registers from the doors. So then I have to walk, and there's always a crowd of people at the checkout lines. So you have to, watch where you're going, walk in. So there were actually probably 4 or 5 guys as I walked in. And so this was probably 12:30, 1 o'clock. And sometimes the vendor gets there right around that time. So I had to get some Diet Coke, and then I just kind of randomly wandered the electronics. There's a couple books that my wife wants for Christmas that weren't stocked online, so I was looking for those. Then I was checking out, what Stephen King and James Patterson books were there, and then I just kind of moseyed on back to the front. By that time, there was like 8 people waiting at the card section. No sign of the vendor. So I checked out and left. I thought about going back to the closest store after work between 4:30 and 5. By that time, it's like, I don't want to, it's just not worth it to me. Would I like a blaster of Prism? Absolutely. But I just wasn't feeling it. So I did not make any more runs. I do have to make a run today just to get, I didn't pick up any of the books. So I'm gonna check those out today. I'm sure none of the good stuff will be left, especially by the time it'll probably be between noon and 1 by the time I get there. So I'm not counting on anything good. Maybe Stadium Club Chrome is left, but I doubt it. That's really the only. I would love to open some Prism football on Sunday, but really, if I don't care at this point. And I'm trying to stave off. I've accumulated enough the last couple weeks, and I've got a Bowman draft box coming. I haven't received a shipping notice yet, but hopefully that comes here in the next week or so. So I've got enough incoming, and I've received enough to keep me busy over the next month or two. So that's my retail update. My Christmas story. So I was a little punk kid who did not like surprise. Well, I liked surprises, but I would rather. I wanted the instant gratification. If it's December 1st, I wanted to know what I was getting for Christmas. I didn't want to wait until December 25th. And this story kind of falls in line with the upcoming NBA season. Ricardo, what's up? I barely did retail before and now no chance. It's rough. Feel bad for those that do because it's hard to get a hold of. It is. It's crazy. Retail is just, it's insane. I'm surprised that I haven't chased Football Prism came out, I think, last week, and I've just kind of casually gone to Target. I haven't. Now in baseball season, the Chrome Mega Boxes, I wanted the Chrome Mega Boxes back in June, July, whenever they came out. So the most people I ever saw was 17. There were including me, there were 18 people waiting at Target for the card vendor. And I thought Football Prism would trump that. Now I haven't gone from Target to Target like I did in the summer for the baseball products, so I'm not sure if that's the case. But there were 8 yesterday waiting, because I think there's an NBA hoops set or product that's also out this week. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. And then if there's that many people and you wait, you may not even, get, I know one guy who's in my area, he was in line like bright and early. He was there when the doors opened, and I think he was like 12th in line, and they only had whatever the hot product was. They only had 10 blasters, and fortunately my area, they do, if the vendor doesn't put a limit on it, which the Target vendor does put limits on the hot products. I don't think Walmart does, but I think the guys that do chase the vendors, they have deals with other people in line, like, hey, let's split it. Like if there's 20 boxes and 4 guys in line, they'll split five a piece. So we haven't had any issues that I know of at my stores, and just in the times that I've been waiting, everybody's been pretty nice and sharing. So that's good. So my Christmas story, this would have been 1995. So I was 12 or 13 years old. By this time, my mom had gone the route of gift boxes as opposed to wrapping. And instead of wrapping the gift boxes, she would just put the gifts in a gift box, tape it on 4 corners, put a bow on it, throw it under the tree. NBA Live 95 came out that winter for Sega Genesis. And I would spend my study halls creating NBA tournaments and setting up brackets for these video game tournaments I was going to have during Christmas break. You could create a player, which was a fairly new addition to video games in the mid-90s. I was a huge Iowa Hawkeyes fan. They were pretty good with Dean Oliver and Jess Settles at that time. So I wanted to create the 98-99 Iowa Hawkeyes. So that's what I did in December in my study halls in junior high. So one weekend or one day, I took a box cutter, and first I was shaking the boxes, like which box could have a video game cartridge, because the Sega Genesis they were the thick plastic that open up, so they can create some noise inside a gift box. So I shook some around, and I shook them violently, because my mom would put clothes, a shirt with the video game, just so it didn't sound like a video game clunking around. So she did take some extra precaution, but not enough. So I found the one that I thought was the video game, took a box cutter, opened up 2 sides just enough to reach in, get my little grubby junior high hands in there, and I pulled out NBA Live 95. Not only did I look at it, I resealed the box without the video game and took it to my friend Luke's house when I stayed over one night, and we played it until about 4 a.m, drinking Mountain Dew and eating frozen pizza and playing my future Christmas present. Went home on that Saturday or Sunday and snuck it back in the box. Couldn't even tell it had been messed with. I am not a good liar. I give off a lot of tells. So I could not keep the secret from my parents on Christmas morning. I opened it up. Oh, wow. And I feigned surprise for about 2 minutes. And then I had to come clean. And I admitted it right there, Christmas morning, before I even popped it in on Christmas Day. I came clean. I said 2 weeks ago, I found it. I took the box cutter and I took it to Luke's house and we played it all night. Needless to say, my mom no longer used just plain boxes. She began wrapping presents for the Christmas of 1996. So that was that probably my favorite Christmas memory, and my mom still jokes about it, and still wraps presents. So that was a fun Christmas. Did they take it away? No. My mom was upset that day. Like, she was upset because she thought she pulled one over, because this was not my first rodeo. I had earned the reputation as a slickster with Christmas presents under the tree. So that's the thing that I don't get, why my mom decided to just, because it wasn't a time thing. She had plenty of time. She had several weeks, because these gifts were under the tree probably, the first week of December, second week of December at the latest. So it wasn't a time-saving thing. So why she didn't wrap it, knowing what I do, what I had done in the past, I'm surprised. So she was upset, and then I think she was probably upset that I should have taken more precaution and actually wrapped it, because if she wrapped it, the second layer, I wouldn't have gone beyond the second layer. If it was wrapped, I would unwrap. In the past, when she wrapped gifts, I would carefully unwrap and look to see what it was. But if the gift box was wrapped, that second layer of protection would have stopped me. I would not have gone further, because I didn't have that surgeon-like precision to make it not look obvious. And I'm a terrible gift wrapper. So maybe that's why my mom did it, and I get my lack of gift wrapping skills from her. But I like to use gift bags and gift boxes. My wife kind of pushed me into, even though it's extremely poor wrap jobs, to actually wrap Christmas gifts. So my mom was upset. My dad really didn't care. My mom was upset at first, thought she took enough precautions hiding it inside of a sweatshirt or something. But she got over it and eventually thought it was funny. Might have taken a week or a month, but she eventually thought it was funny, and we still joke about it to this day. What, 25 years later? Wow. That was 25 years ago. And in almost every year at this time, I get the urge to buy a Sega Genesis and that game, just to bring back those memories, because that game was awesome. And I did create the Iowa Hawkeyes, and I probably did create those tournaments from study hall. Now that I speak this out, it's like a therapy session. Now that I speak these things out, I was a really a-hole when I was a kid. I was spending my study hall creating video game tournaments and unwrapping presents under the Christmas tree and taking them to my friend's house and playing those 2 weeks before Christmas. I was a little punk. So that's my Christmas story. I like to share that every year, because I do look back and and remember how fun it was playing that game. I think for me, it was just as fun, like successfully unwrapping it, taking it to my friend's house, rewrapping it, and was not discovered until I admitted to it 5 minutes after opening it on Christmas morning. So I was also a Christmas morning early riser. And what I mean by that, I would camp out in a when you made forts in your parents' living room, I would make a fort and wait till my parents went to bed and then unwrap presents. There are very few pictures of me as a child opening presents on Christmas morning because I would either open them at midnight after my parents went to bed, or I would wake up. What I would do is I would wake up super early, like 4 a.m., and I would sneak into the bathroom on the far side of the house and open them in our bathroom. And then if it was a video game, then I would go play it until morning. And then I think later on, my parents eventually caught on. Like, you would think after the first year, like, then just wait till 5 a.m. to put the Christmas presents under the tree, or just hold them back. But my parents didn't care. So eventually, I think it finally got to the point where my mom ended up putting the presents under the tree, like very early in the morning, probably as I got like closer to high school, where the Christmas presents weren't, Christmas morning, I could wait, I didn't have that impatience, on Christmas morning. So my parents actually woke up before me. So, yeah, I was a little a-hole. If P did that, my wife would have destroyed the game with a hammer and made him carry the destruction to the trash can. That's funny. And Ken would beat my. Yeah, I was lucky. That's probably why I got away with it. My parents were just too laid back to, I didn't get in trouble. So that's why I was the way I was. I eventually matured. I grew up eventually. It took a while, but I eventually came out of that. And now the funny thing is, I could care less about, the Christmas gifts, where of course I'm, almost 40. So it's a little different than when you're 10, 12. But my wife now is kind of like I was at 12, where she wants instant gratification. She wants, anytime her birthday comes up, Valentine's Day, Christmas, like, what am I getting? It's kind of to the point now where we just like, okay, this is what I want. Here's the link. So there's not much surprise in it. But she will, if I do come up with something, she'll pester me, to get it. And I could, it's not that I don't care. It's that I can wait. I have much more patience now, than I did, 25 years ago. Ken says, I'm still excited for Christmas morning, but because I want my wife to open her gifts. Yeah, I like Christmas morning. I kind of like Christmas Eve better. We usually do one gift, on Christmas Eve. So it's kind of like, we have our drinks and, open a gift. I usually open up the box with socks in it. But Christmas morning, I kind of sleep in. And my mom comes up here for Christmas, and then usually I'm up first. I come down, make coffee, do whatever. My mom comes down, has her coffee. We watch the parade, and 3 hours later, my wife wakes up. My wife's a late sleeper, and then we have breakfast, and it's kind of it's not like a first thing. Even when I was in my 20s, I was probably hungover on Christmas morning, and didn't wake up early for that reason. So yeah, we just kind of take it slow on Christmas morning, and it's still have the breakfast, have the Christmas parade or whatever is on, and then open gifts. So I am excited, but it's just not the excitement that I had when I was in my younger years, where I couldn't wait to dig in. So those are my punk kid Christmas stories. On the agenda today, I am going to do some shipping, working on some trade packages. I did put last night. I've been running some auctions on eBay, just trying to mix things up. I've seen a lull in sales over the last probably week that's a little more sustained than usual, in my eBay store. And I think this is typically the downtime, anyway, especially in trading cards. It's kind of the calm before the storm. It's not quite as slow as usual just because of where the hobby is in 2020. But I did start to see a slowdown last week, and it kind of carried over into this week. My sales are still up overall, which is good because I think I've been adding more inventory to my store than what's going out, and that has not happened in a couple months. But what I'm adding, I'm just trying to take advantage of. I'm getting football stuff out before the playoffs and season ends. I'm starting to add more basketball. Basketball sales are starting to move more. I do have a box of basketball that I'm just going to kind of hold off, and then I've got the NBA hoop set that I'll crack into next week, in 10 days when the season starts. Next week, I've got the rookies from my first set that I opened. I'll be doing auctions on those. I listed a bunch of 74 top singles this week in a variation. I've got the second half of that set singles that I'll be putting up maybe this weekend. I did list last night. I started listing some 67 top singles, 99-cent auctions, and I put those on 5 days to end on Wednesday night. I've noticed just in the last year or so, I've noticed middle of the week has been a good time to end auctions. I know Sunday night is a big time, but I've had some good success in the middle of the week, like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I've been doing crisscrossing 5 and 7 day auctions. So I did put last night, I had some store items that I ended up sending to like maybe 10 like 99-cent $2 cards that I sent to 99-cent free shipping auctions on 7 day. Kind of my strategy there is a lot of the cards, and I've noticed this by doing some of these basketball 99-cent auctions where I would have listed this card for 99 cents free shipping in my eBay store as a buy it now. But as I put it on an auction at 99 cents free shipping, I'm getting some bids and it's selling for, in upwards of $2 or $3. So just, trying to capture a little more on that bottom line. So I have been doing, I think I'm going to use that strategy and just kind of do the auction strategy. And I think auctions also bring in a little more traffic because the items are ending and people are seeing and depending what you're listing. So I'm gonna utilize auctions a little more here over the next probably December 12th, over the next month to 6 weeks, because I think by mid-January, as we approach Series 1 for baseball coming out, that's when baseball is going to start heating up again. And I've added a ton of baseball over the last couple months that is pretty stale during the off season. But once the season gets close and then spring training begins, then I think we'll see a really large uptick in baseball sales. And I think there's going to be a lot of attention when Series 1 comes out, just based on the rookie class who we're expecting to see and how many rookies we'll get in Series 1, where it's going to be probably like no other. And it's going to be a well-chased product, which is weird to say for Top Series 1. Usually Top Series 1 is kind of only known just because it's the first baseball product of the year. Topps really hasn't held too many. Last year they held Yordan Alvarez, and that was the first one that was really like a holdover that could have been released in a previous year's product, their rookie year product, that was held over for Series 1. So it'll be interesting to see the amount of rookies that are put into Series 1, and then we'll have Series 2, where I'm sure that some of the other rookies are held into, plus whoever may debut at the start of the 2021 season. And then, of course, we should be caught up with the rookie class and have update back to a normal 2021 rookie class, of course, pending how the season plays out. But it sounds like we have good news with the vaccine last night. The Pfizer vaccine sounds like it was approved by the FDA, and doses are going to be starting to be distributed to frontline workers and then down the line to the nursing homes and the elderly, and then distributed, to everyone else after that. So that's great news, and hopefully everything is on the up and up with the vaccine. So that is a long-winded show today. Thanks for tuning in. Twitter is at 1 million Cubs. Website is 1millioncubs.com. I keep promising that blog post, and I keep putting it off. It is like half done. So I just need to get the pictures uploaded and insert some other things. So that'll be up at some point this weekend, probably Sunday. And the eBay store, 99centcards.com. That's 99centcards.com. The link is also at the top of the page at 1millioncubs.com. Zach, Ricardo, and Ken, thanks for chatting along this morning. Have a great Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.